guys, welcome back to Joy's Serendipity. I wanted to put out an extra video this week because this is a topic that is really bothering me. It's really annoying. So welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, be sure to hit that subscribe button. This just feels like one of those conversations that's been sitting in the back of my mind for a long time, and I couldn't ignore it anymore. When things happen in the public eye, that brings up conversations that need to be had in everyday life because, yet again, celebrities are still human beings, so we all deal with the same things, okay? They just have a larger money, like, tax bracket than us, okay? So that's why we talk about it. So saying someone is parasocial because they're talking about it doesn't excuse what happened, right? But yeah, we're gonna talk about dating, and it's not just about dating, it's expectations and pressure that comes along with dating. It's, those unspoken rules that somehow only are applied to women. Okay, I speak on things when it comes to women because I'm so passionate about it. And what's crazy is a lot of these double standards are so normalized that people don't even question them anymore. So today I'm going to talk about it. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe button, get your water, I'm going to get some water, and I'll see you after this quick intro. Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to Joy Serendipity. If you're new here, definitely subscribe. You won't regret it. Okay, welcome back. I had to make sure I was hitting record. I would hate to do this all and nothing be recorded. So we're gonna get started right away with be independent but not too independent, which is a double standard that occurs. Women are told to be strong, we're told to have your own money, we're told to not depend on a man. Okay, cool. We start doing that. But then when we start doing that, the moment we start doing that, you're actually independent, you are too masculine, you don't need a man, you're intimidating. So which one is it? Because how are you praised for building your own life but punished for not needing someone to complete it? You get what I'm saying? Meanwhile, a man being independent, that's just expected. No one calls him intimidating, no one tells him to tone it down, no one tells him he's too much, right? He's just a man living his life. That's one frustration I have with it. Another frustration is men date around and women get judged, okay? I brought this up because someone made a disgusting meme of men who Megan Thee Stallion has either been with or been associated with. You can be around a man for too much and people assume you're, with him. Like, women can't do anything. Let me just talk about it, okay? We're going to talk about dating history. A man can have multiple women, explore, find himself, and people will literally say, he's just figuring things out, he's finding his type, he's just man being man. But let a woman do the same thing. Now she's too much. She's for the streets. She doesn't value herself. Okay? Dating is dating. You don't know if that person is sleeping with that person or not, okay? They're just dating that person to see if they have character traits of, what they want in a person. Mind you, a man saying they want a woman with experience, but then they don't want a woman with experience because then that means she's been passed around. It doesn't make sense. I need men to pick a side and pick something so we can talk about it. But they stay switching it up or moving the goalposts and then wondering why women are pissed off, okay? Same behavior from men and women, dating to find what they like, but it's a completely different narrative. And here's the wild thing. Women are expected to choose wisely, but judge for the process. It takes to, actually learn what's right for them. Learn what's right. Mind you, let's not even talk. Don't get me started on how men pretend to be who you want them to be for the first 3 months and then switch it up. Or they pretend to want a relationship, get in a relationship, and they switch up. You know what? I don't actually want a relationship. And instead of breaking up with the person like a mature person would, they cheat. They try to make the person break up with them. Like, the list can go on. I need men to do better, okay? I know you guys don't like being held accountable. You like to switch it up, make it everything our fault. Y'all need to do better. And then I made a video about this, and there was a guy who was like, What makes it hard for us good men? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off right there. If you're a good man, you will be calling men out like this. I'm done with the whole I'm a good man, they are bad men. You don't separate yourself from them because you're not even calling them out, okay? Sorry, y'all, I'm very passionate about this. But yeah, you're expected to magically pick a partner without experience. So make that make sense, okay? Another thing is emotional but emotionally available. They want us emotionally available, but they call us too emotional. How does this add up? This is the one right here, okay? Women are labeled as too emotional, too sensitive, too reactive. But at the same time, in relationships, women are expected to be emotionally intelligent, communicative. I couldn't talk right now. I'm talking too fast. Understanding and patient. So you want emotional depth, but you shame the emotions. See how that doesn't add up? Men can shut down and avoid conversations and detach, and it's brushed off as that's just how men are. But women, when we express how we feel, now it's a problem. And over time, that teaches women to shrink themselves emotionally just to be easier to deal with. Another thing, men also get mad when we can't show our emotions. And who's the one saying that y'all can't? I need y'all to pick whether you're okay with emotions or not. Women are asking y'all to be emotionally intelligent, but you're afraid to go against the status quo or what's deemed emotional by men, because it's men saying y'all can't be emotional. Maybe you need to have a little conference. Y'all need to talk about whether y'all want emotions or not. But then also women are doing the emotional, like carrying the weight of emotions in the relationship. Mind you, anger is an emotion. Men like to forget that. But yeah, there's so much pressure and expectations of women and being told how to maneuver through life, and it's frustrating. Another thing is look good but don't be too much. And this is about, I'm going to step into appearance. Women are expected to look good, put together, attractive, but not too attractive. But then she's doing too much, she wants attention. So you're supposed to be effortlessly beautiful without putting effort in. Men can show up however they want most of the time, okay? I'm going to be honest, this is going to hurt some people. A lot of men are out of shape, and they are shaming women for being out of shape. Mind you, our bodies are different. Women's body weight fluctuates all the time. I don't care how skinny a woman is. I don't care how big a woman is. Our hormones are constantly going through stuff. We go through periods. You're going to gain water weight. You're going to gain weight. Okay, we have an excuse. What's y'all excuse? If we want to be honest. But yeah, men get to show up however they want most of the time and still expect women to meet some high standard physically. But women, we're walking on a tightrope about being enough and not too much. This is where women's frustration comes into play. And then, this is a big one. There is a timeline pressure on women. And people don't talk about this enough. The timeline. Women are constantly reminded that we have biological clocks, which studies have shown it's not true. There are marriage timelines, settling down. There is an invisible countdown placed on women's lives, but men, they can take their time. You have men reproducing at 80 years old, which is a little odd to me, but go off. They can take their time. They can build. They can explore. Wait until they're ready. A 40-year-old man dating, that's normal. A woman in that same space, people are asking questions. What's wrong with her? Blah, blah, this and that. That pressure, it leads to a lot of women settling. Not because they want to, but because they feel like time is running out. And I need women to stop thinking that, because you are not running out of time. It's better to be single, thriving, waiting for the right man if there is one, instead of settling for these mediocre men and the mediocrity that they have to give you because they're expecting you to settle. Okay? Another thing is us having standards versus being too picky is an issue. This is a good part. When a man has standards, it's he knows what he wants And a lot of the standards are not even standards. It's she has to look a certain way, she has to be this and that. A lot of standards that they themselves don't meet. Okay, when a woman has standards, which is usually based on the character and morals and values, she's deemed too picky. She's asking for too much, and a lot of women start lowering their standards just to avoid being labeled difficult. But here's the truth: having standards isn't the problem. The problem is how people react to women who refuse to settle. They do everything to shame her for having standards, which is ridiculous. And you may be wondering, Joy, why are you talking about this? Why are you so passionate about this? This is why this matters. It's not just about dating. This affects how women see boundaries, how they see themselves, what they tolerate, what they think they deserve. Because if you are constantly being told that you're doing too much, and then they go to you're not doing enough, then you're being too emotional, you're being independent, you start adjusting yourself to fit into something that was never designed fairly. Yeah, that cliche saying, it's a man's world? That's not a good thing. At the end of the day, the goal isn't to win dating. It's not to, perform perfectly. It's to be real, to be whole, to not shrink yourself into being chosen, right? Because the right person won't require you to become smaller to fit their comfort. They'll meet you as you are. And that's all I'm saying. So if this resonated with you, leave a comment. Let's talk. And if you're navigating through this right now, just know you're not the only one noticing it. I've been noticing it since I was a child. That's why people always deem me as combative when I'm not being that. I'm just speaking up. What's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Let me know in comments. Share this with someone who needs to open their mind more. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you guys.